Okay, students, you are watching this homework video right here. Page 260, 10 through 12, 15 through 23. So if that's the wrong assignment, you might want to look somewhere else. I am going to go fast. You will need to rewind probably quite a few times. Okay, on numbers 10, 11, and 12, what they're asking you to do is, can you use HL? Can you use HL? Well, first of all, we have to have right triangles. Do we have right triangles? Yes, we do. Next of all, we have to have a hypotenuse congruent to a hypotenuse. Well, we do. This hypotenuse is congruent to this hypotenuse here. Then we have to have a leg congruent to a leg. Well, I've got a leg congruent to a leg. So the answer is yes, we're good. Okay, moving on to number 11. We're going to call this triangle number 1 and triangle number 2. Okay, can we use HL? Well, first of all, we have to have what? Right triangles. Do we have right triangles? Yes, we do. All right, next we have to have a hypotenuse congruent to a hypotenuse. Well, do you see how this side right here is right across from the right angle? So that's the hypotenuse. And see how this side is right across from that right triangle? If you were to split these two triangles up, one would look like this, and the other would kind of look... Wow, that is an amazing triangle like that. This is a hypotenuse, and this is a hypotenuse. So, do we have hypotenuses that are congruent? Yes. And do we have legs that are congruent? One leg, yep, this leg here and this leg here. So yes, we can definitely use HL. Moving on to number 12. Number 12, number 12. All right. Can we use HL? Well, first of all, we have to have right triangles, and that's a right angle symbol there. So is this triangle here? Where's the... All right, do we have right triangles? Yes, we do. Triangle number 1 is a right triangle. Triangle number 2 is a right triangle. Do we have a hypotenuse congruent to hypotenuse? Oh, no, we don't. Looky here. This is the hypotenuse here for this right triangle, and this is the hypotenuse here. Are they stated congruent? No. Now, I'm not saying these triangles aren't congruent. They might be. In fact, they actually are. But you cannot use HL. No, no, no. I'm having too much fun here. Okay, moving on. Now, let's move on now to number 25. All right, number 15, excuse me. All right, number 15. Now, the rest of the problems on your homework, you can use any of these options. So I'm going to quickly write them down. Oops. And I'm going to take a second. Thanks for your patience. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to copy it. And now every time we get to a new page, I'll just cut and paste that. All right, moving on. Now, can we use any of these? Oh, this is so easy. Look at triangle number 1. You have a side congruent to a side. You have a side angle side congruent to a side angle side. This is pretty easy. Yes, you can state they're congruent by what method? Side angle, oops, side angle side. Cool. All right, number 16. All right. Well, let's see. Can I state that these triangles are, well, they're starting out there being easy on you guys. I have an angle and then an included side and then an angle. So angle, side, angle, congruent to angle, side, angle. That's definitely one of our methods. So your answer is yes. We can state the triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle. All right, moving on. Let me cut and paste here. Here we go. All right, now let's see if we can state if these two triangles are congruent or if they're not congruent. So let's find out. Here we go. All right, we have a side congruent to a side. We have basically side, side angle, or angle, side, side, however you want to say it. So I've got a side, then a side. Now students, it's not side angle side. If I had this angle here, that's side angle side. I have side, side angle congruent to side, side angle. Do you see side, side angle anywhere over here? The answer is no, you don't. So these triangles might be congruent, but you can't prove it using these, so the answer is no. All right. Okay, moving on to number 18. Number 18. Now, oh, this is pretty simple. Do you see this triangle number 1? Well, let me go ahead and paste my options. All right. Now, you see triangle number 1 and triangle number 2? Don't they share this side right here? Well, sure they do. So I've got side, 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 congruent to side, side, side. So yes. Whoa, you didn't know yes had two S's, did you? Yes. And what method or what reason? Side, side, side. All right, moving on to number 19. This is all they give you right here. But I'm telling you right now, we can do this. If you got a right angle here, then you know you've got a right angle here. That's for sure. And we can definitely use one. Now let's use one of these. Now you see a right triangle and you're like, okay, I'm probably going to use HL. Not always. Not always. We're not going to in this one. We've got an angle congruent to an angle and then an angle congruent to an angle. And don't they share a side here? Man, they sure do. So I'm going to split these up just real quick here. So we know they have this angle congruent to this angle. We know the right angle is congruent to the right angle. And we know they share this side. You've got angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. So yes, these two triangles are congruent by angle, angle, side. Cool. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at number 20. Number 20. All right. Let me pause this for a second. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see what we got here. Oh, I see something here. Look, we know we have vertical angles congruent, right? So I know this angle is congruent to this angle. And I'm going to use my good old reveal tactic here. So hold on one second. See if this thing works. There it is. All right, let's just focus on the bottom triangle right there. I've got angle, angle, side. Do you see that? Angle, angle, and then a side. Now you don't have angle, side, angle because that would be an included side, but you have angle, angle, side. Do you see that okay? And now let's go ahead and let's focus on the top triangle, and I believe that you're going to see the same thing. We have angle, angle, side. Do you see it? Angle, angle, side. So we have angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. So yes, woo, angle, angle, side. There it is. Moving on, number 21. All right, now I think we're going to use HL on this one, I believe. Notice triangle number 1 is a right triangle. Triangle number 2 is a right triangle. And do you see this right angle right here? Is not this the hypotenuse? Sure it is. See this right angle right here? Is that not the hypotenuse right here? So do we have right triangles? Right triangles. Check. Do we have a hypotenuse congruent to a hypotenuse? Check. Now, do we have a leg congruent to a leg? I say we do. Don't these triangles share this side right here? Sure they do. If you were to split these two, you'd have a triangle like this and a triangle like this, and you would state that this side here is congruent to this side here, so we have a leg congruent to a leg. So yes, we can state these two triangles are congruent by HL. Alright, now they're throwing the kitchen sink at you on this one, folks, so this is really tough. We'll see if you guys can get this, okay? Alright, here we go. It's going to be really hard, so really pay attention. We have two parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay, do you see that? parallel lines cut by a transversal. So we can state that alternate interior angles are congruent. So this angle is congruent to this angle. Then we have parallel lines going this way, cut by a transversal right here. Okay, parallel lines cut by, again, this is really hard, but we can state that alternate interior angles, so two marks here, are congruent. Okay, so, and then it's probably wise to go ahead and split these triangles up. So I'm not trying to be, well, that's unacceptable. Wow. Mr. Lemons should definitely not fear for his art job, that's for sure. Okay, and let's come up here, come down, and then over. Okay, what we have is, we said 2 slashes here. See that right there? 2 slashes here. We have 1 slash here and 1 slash here, and then they share this side. Angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. That's a really tough one, and so I do understand that, and that's a tough one. All right, number 23. All right, let's see what we can do with 23. Probably not a whole lot. This is a tough one too. Wow, they're really throwing some tough ones at you. No, it's not hard at all. I take that back. This is actually really, really simple. If you split the two triangles up, you've got a triangle here, and you have another triangle here, and you've got this angle congruent to this angle, this side congruent to this side, and looky here, don't they share this side right here? Sure they do. So we have side included angle, side, side angle, side, side angle, side. So yes, these two triangles are congruent because of side angle, side. Hope this has helped. Keep working hard. Keep working hard. All right.